with all the craziness happening in the world these days and what some could perceive as negativity, I've decided to give some positivity through this video. I've decided to create this video as a gift to my subscribers, in that I'm going to teach you how to syntax exactly the same way that I teach my students in my confidential workshops. Meaning, I'm going to show you the exact method that I show them. Now, I've been teaching this since February of 2019 in the public on my YouTube channel and in the confidential through workshops. So I've been able to accumulate a lot of experience and hone it in on a very efficient method in teaching this. Now, this is assuming that you have studied and watched my syntax playlist and are familiar with the terms that I'm going to be using in this video. First off, what we can do, a little extra tidbit that I just thought of just now, I'm going to go through and do some parse. I'm going to point out some particles of negation on here, and then I'm going to explain why they are particles of negation. Okay, so every red mark you see is a particle of negation in some way. Vowel in front of a consonant at the beginning of the word, no contract. Same thing here, same thing here. Same thing in allow. To is future tense. SUF is the same thing as SUB. It means under something, it's not the thing, therefore it negates the now space. PRO means no. ING is a gerund, which in the fiction, if you research it in the fiction, when you add ing to a noun, it turns the noun into an adjective. Vowel in front of a consonant on it, same thing here, same thing here. Oh, we have a past tense here, ed. Vowel in front of a consonant at the beginning of the word, de means no. Another gerund over there, ing. Vowel in front of a consonant, particle of negation means no. Past tense, ed. To is future tense. Vowel in front of a consonant, vowel in front of a consonant, vowel in front of a consonant, and PRE, which means the same thing as PRO, which means no. And that, my friends, is a quick parse. I apologize if I missed any, and I'm sure you can point that out to me if you choose to through jasonmatthewg17@gmail.com. The syntax key I'm going to use is right here, which we have 0 for conjunction, 1 for adverb, 2 for verb, 3 for adjective, 4 for pronoun. We're not going to be using any 5s, 6s, or 7s. 8 for past tense, 9 for future tense, and I may also choose to use dangling participle verb if I remember. When I teach my students to syntax, and we have a word group that we're using as an example, I always start at the very end and work backwards, because this is the most efficient way to syntax, to teach syntax that I have found. Now, once a person or a live creature or a live creature has the knowledge of how to syntax, they will be able to start anywhere and work outward. It doesn't matter. But at the beginning, it's much more efficient to learn it backwards. And this, by the way, is literally taken from a court document written by a judge. This, of course, is not the judge's name, but this is adverb, verb, adjective, pronoun taken directly from a court paper. So the first thing I look at, going backwards, the first thing I want to determine is the word tangible contract or non-tangible contract? Do we have a tangible contract with this word judge? Well, you and I can certify what a judge is, so yes, it is tangible. The same with president. It's based on a fact. It's not a fact. It's based on a fact. Same thing with Freemason and Dick, which, using our judge mechanics with the performance of the balance of the honor and the grace, this is a name. Now, in the document, which I've tried to recreate exactly as it was on the paper. On the document, you have Dick, single space, Freemason, double space, president, single space, judge, which causes that to be a pronoun being colored by an adjective, a break in the continuance of the evidence, and then another pronoun, and then an adjective. This scribble here, I don't know what that is, so I won't even touch that. That's like a cartoon or something. There's no need to touch it. I suppose one could construe that as a pronoun or another 3-4, but it's just a bunch of scribbling on paper. And I don't make a practice of syntax and scribbles on paper. So now we have something that's very familiar to those of you studying correct sentence structure. By the court, and then a colon. Now you notice up here they have and now, comma, and then commas, and then they have another thing of all caps, is ordered and decreed. But down here they have a colon rather than a comma, which is interesting. And you'll find this in court documents, especially older court documents. In any case, since this is fiction, there's no closure as to what this colon means. So it functions as a break in the continuance of the evidence. So we have a tangible contract court, non-tangible the, non-tangible by, which would make it a 4-1-2, pronoun, adverb, verb. Now, here's a little hint for you. When you see any word like by, or for, or of, or anything that can be construed as a preposition in the fiction babble, it's going to be non-tangible contract, non-fact based. Meaning, it's going to either be an adverb, a verb, or a pronoun. It will not be an adjective. So to continue on, we have courtroom. Is that tangible contract or non-tangible contract? You and I can certify what it is, so I would say it's tangible. Main is tangible. The, can you and I certify what a the is other than 3 letters on this whiteboard? In the same sense that you can certify what a main is, or a courtroom is, or a court is, or a judge. No, you cannot. Therefore, it is what we call non-tangible, non-fact-based. So now we have a 4, 3, 1 scenario. When you hit the 1 scenario, when you hit the adverb scenario, it basically functions as a break in the continuance of the evidence. I have never heard David-Wynn-Miller nor Russell-J. Gould, the co-creators of this technology, I've never heard them say that it is a break in the continuance of the evidence. However, I've heard them say this: nothing can follow a pronoun except for a break in the continuance of the evidence or an adverb. So, based upon that rule in the grammar, when you're going backwards and you determine that a word is an adverb, you can basically take that and consider that done. And now you have this left. So you have in standing by itself because you have a comma here after am. So this is a standalone pronoun. Now am, we have a dot m period. Again, zooming back, using our judge mechanics, taking the wholeness, the totality of the scenario into consideration, with the balance of the honor and the grace, using the grace, we know that this means a time location. That's what the author meant. So, as I see A period, M period, I say that's tangible contract because I have a tangible contract with a time location or an indicator of such. As there are no spaces in between the periods and the letters, I would give that a 4. Same thing with this. A 9:00, there's no space in between the letters. And it's a number, so therefore it's definitely tangible contract based on a fact, but it is not a fact because it has not been positioned with the positional loadial phrase in front of it. So it is a adjective. And now at is non-tangible contract, adverb, modifying tangible contract, adjective, 9:00 into an adjective, which is now coloring a period, n period into a pronoun. Again, we've hit that adverb, so we can take that out now. And now we have this left. 2017, 2017, standing by itself in between two breaks and it continues to evidence. Again, numbers are tangible contracts, so that's a standalone pronoun. And then we have 4, May, 2. Now 4 is tangible, May is tangible, 2 is not tangible. So that would be a pronoun, adjective, adverb in the future tense scenario. Now we can take that out. Reschedule. Now we see two particles of negation in there, but that does not affect the syntax unless the particle of negation is an ly, which unfortunately we don't have an example of that here. So we'll just say that rescheduled is tangible contract based on fact. We know what it means to schedule something, we know what it means to reschedule something, and we know when it means to reschedule something in the past tense. So therefore, rescheduled is going to be a verb in the past tense being modified by this non-tangible contract adverb is, and we've hit the adverb again, we can take this out. Now we have hearing, which is tangible contract. We know what it means to hear, and we know that there's a such thing as a court hearing, much the same thing as there's a court game in a tennis court. So a hearing is tangible contract, the is non-tangible contract, that is non-tangible contract, and decreed is tangible contract because we can certify what a decree is, and to flip it in the opposite sense, in the same way we cannot certify what a that is or what a the is. Another little tidbit. When you hit two non-tangible contract words in a row, there's going to be a change in the syntax pattern. That's an indicator of that. So we have a 2, 1, and now that is being modified into a pronoun by the tangible contract decreed. And is a conjunction connecting these two adjectives preceded and being modified by is non-tangible contract adverb. So is non-tangible contract adverb is modifying tangible contract adjective in the past tense ordered. This conjunction, which is peaceful, neutral, geometric level playing field bridge between these two adjectives, it doesn't modify anything, nor is it modified. It's just a connector of sorts. These two adjectives coloring that into a pronoun. So now we've hit this adverb again, we can take this out. We have it. Well, that's pretty obvious. It's a pronoun standing by itself. Then we have a break and a continuance of the evidence. Then we have proceeding, tangible contract, the non-tangible, for non-tangible, time, tangible, sufficient, tangible, allow, tangible, to non-tangible. So it's fairly easy going. We got a verb, we got an adverb, we got a pronoun, adjective, 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 adverb in the future tense. And since we've hit that adverb, now we can take that all out. And now we just have a date. So as I stated before, tangible contract number, same here. And here is interesting because there are two conjunctions and an or. And is a command or is a choice. In this case, and is not functioning as a conjunction because and is a bridge between two conditions of state. And in here, there's nothing here. And if you remember, when I had the rest of the paragraph here, this was indented. So that's a break in the continuance of evidence. So there's nothing in front of and. Therefore, it's just adverb verb. That's the function of it. And those are the judge mechanics that you would use when you look at the whole scenario. So now we've hit the adverb again. We can take this out. And we have order of court, which is centered on the paper, which means it's separate from everything else. Breaks of the continuance of evidence here and here. It's pretty simple. Court is tangible contract. Verb of is an adverb. Order is tangible contract pronoun. And then this would be, of course, a DPV because it's the end of a word group. It's the end of this. There's nothing below it because, if you remember, there was an adverb up here and the adverb, which functions as a break in the continuance of the evidence. So some people, when they do the particles of negation in the PARSE, will put a negative sign in front of the number. That's fine. I choose not to do that anymore. I used to do that, but I choose not to do it anymore because I don't want to convolute it too much. Although sometimes, you want to go the whole 9 yards, so to speak. I hope this was helpful. I hope it was fun. This is the exact way that I teach my students how to syntax. And that's that. If you have any questions about the grammar, feel free to contact me in the confidential at jasonmatthewg17@gmail.com. Be happy to help you out if I can. Thanks for watching.